Let me start this morning by saying it's an honor and a privilege to be here with my building trades family to reaffirm my support for Kamala Harris to become the 47th president of our United States of America. But I think I really need to start by affirming to you, Philadelphia and southeastern Pennsylvania, that my support is not conditional on her simply living a life at the intersection of race and gender, as an Asian American woman, as a black woman. It is because she has succeeded in every aspect of her career in making sure that she keeps people first, in spite of the fact that she's lived a life at the intersection of race and gender. You don't get the opportunity, and I'm so happy that you, Mark, affirmed that we keep receipts. Receipts are extremely important because sometimes campaigns are about emotion, in the moment, feel-good moments. But at this critical juncture in our nation's history, this is not a time to gamble on someone simply because of what they say in a rousing speech that they can give. We need to not only listen to what people say, we need to watch what they do. We don't simply listen to what people say, we need to watch what they do. As the 100th mayor of the city of Philadelphia, I have only been here for a little over 7 months. I took a stroll through my time and engagement with Kamala Harris. Philadelphia and southeastern Pennsylvania, I want you to know that her first campaign visit when she became the vice presidential nominee, her first campaign location in our region wasn't in a swanky hotel. It wasn't in a swanky community. She came to a neighborhood in the city of Philadelphia to come firsthand where people are struggling every day, who need to make government work for them in a very tangible way. I'm here on this morning to stand with my building trades family, to say to Philadelphia and to southeastern Pennsylvania that this is a serious matter. For those of you who know the challenges that we are facing when it comes to an aging infrastructure, when it comes to public safety, when it comes to the need to clean and green our city, I'm your mayor, and I'm telling you that I can't do it without a partner in the White House who understands that Philadelphia needs their intergovernmental support and cooperation in order to make things happen. So this is not merely an emotional moment or a time for feel-good speeches. This is about being able to quantify the over almost $500 million that the Biden-Harris administration has delivered for the city of Philadelphia. $638 million to be exact. Let me hear you all say $638 million. $638 million. Finally, I want to say that she's prepared to meet this moment because of her intellectual prowess, her experience, and her strength. She is not just being given an opportunity just because. She's been like a male woman for the city of Philadelphia and our region. She's delivered time and time again. And the only way we can ensure that she gets the opportunity to be in that White House as our 47th president is if we do what we need to do. That is out-organize. That is to outwork. How do I know? And why is being with the building trade so important on the day? I know what it's like to be down. I know what it's like to be counted out. I know what it's like when people say that that is not where you belong. And there are a whole lot of people in our nation right now who are counting on us and others to say Kamala Harris doesn't deserve and shouldn't be the 47th president of the United States. But Wayne Miller, you were right. I know what happens when the building trades say that we're going to be intentional about making an investment. She's a boss. She's going to continue delivering for Philadelphia and southeastern Pennsylvania. But what I know as mayor is that you can't do anything alone. She needs a partner. And I can't think of a better partner to be her vice president than our governor, Josh Shapiro. Now, it is true for the record that the selection of a vice president is a deeply personal privilege of our presidential nominee. But I'm telling you, if you want to win Pennsylvania, if you want to win Pennsylvania, there is no other candidate in this nation positioned to help us win the White House than our governor, Josh Shapiro. Philadelphia, everybody here, put your ones in the air. Somebody's watching somewhere saying, how are they going to do it? Is Philly alone? Is Buckchester or Delaware County alone? On today, let's let them know that we are one Philly,
one Philly,
one county, and one region united, and ultimately a nation united. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and southeastern Pennsylvania will deliver Kamala Harris as the 47th President of the United States of America. And if they take our advice, Josh Shapiro will be our Vice President. Thank you.
It is my awesome privilege. It is my awesome privilege and a proud moment to bring to you a governor that answers his phone as quickly as he did 2 weeks before the campaign as 2 weeks after. When the Philadelphia Building Trades call, he answers. He delivers. The receipts are there. I-95, emergency power, union contractor, union workforce, 12 days. And we talk about the building trades here, is the Philadelphia Building Trades and our cousins. They ain't our brothers yet, but the carpenters here. I saw Mongoose Sanchez here. So we all together on this. On this, we all together. And on this, we can agree that while I wasn't supposed to say it, I'm at the age now where I gotta let it rip. That I agree with my mayor.
Yes.
That ultimately the decision is up to our presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. But I have a strong advice for you that this presidency comes through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and there's no person in the world uniquely qualified to deliver the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania but its most successful, complete governor that we've ever had, Josh Shapiro!
What's up, Philly? Man, it is so good to be in a House of Labor, and when my speaker was talking before, I thought she was taking us all to church as well. That's a hell of a combination. Let me begin by talking about our 100th mayor. Herself a history maker.
Yes.
A friend for 20 years in public service. Someone who is indeed walking the walk, making our city safer, making sure our city is cleaner. But most important, making sure every single person in this city feels heard, feels respected, feels looked after. Madam Mayor, I'm grateful for your leadership, and I'm even more grateful for your friendship. Thank you. It feels real good to be with Ryan Boyer and all these great leaders in organized labor. I have seen the power of this organization, the power to put people to work, the power to put food on the table for families who are looking out for their children, the power to be able to think about a tomorrow that includes all of you in the progress of this nation, the power to rebuild a road in just 12 days, and the power to see to it that our nation moves forward in this election with Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. I know that power because I've had the opportunity to work with you, to serve alongside you in this journey of public service. This has been a partnership to put people to work. Today in Pennsylvania, we just graduated more than 7,000 apprentices for the first time ever in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. For the first time ever, we've got a legal directive signed by the governor of this Commonwealth to say that public works projects should be PLA driven in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We have seen in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania that when our union brothers and sisters do well, our economy grows, our families get stronger, and our Commonwealth becomes more prosperous. We've stood together as we have made progress. We've also stood together when we've tried to root out evil amongst us. It was all of you who stood with me when we took on one of the most powerful, one of the most skilled, one of the most wealthy contractors in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and brought the largest Davis-Bacon prevailing wage theft case in the history of the United States, and we held them criminally accountable here in the Commonwealth. We showed through that if you screw over a Pennsylvania worker, you're going to be held to account. We also showed through that work that we value the Pennsylvanians who may not sit in a boardroom, but go do that hard backbreaking work on our roads in the heat of summer and in the cold of winter. We showed what we value. We showed that every single day, what you preach in your union halls is what we live in the halls of government. And that is standing up for the rights of workers, standing up for the people who are making us more prosperous. You know who else has done that work throughout her lifetime? Who's dedicated herself to doing that work? Another friend of mine over the last 20 years, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. She is a fearless leader. She has always put people before the powerful, whether in a courtroom, in the halls of power, or in the office of the Vice President. She has never forgotten the people that got her there. She has never forgotten where she came from. She never forgot her roots. Think about it. Someone who has rose through the ranks. Someone who has achieved all that she's achieved. She's never turned her back on the people that the mayor and the speaker and all of the union leaders here are fighting for every day. And thanks to her and President Biden, more people went to work in America today than ever before. Thanks to her and President Biden, we are poised to be here in Pennsylvania the national leader when it comes to clean energy for the future of our country, right here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I said it, Jimmy Snell. Thanks to her, when tragedy struck our region, when that road on I-95 collapsed, my first call was with Ryan Boyer to say, can we muster the soldiers to get out there and get people moving again? And the second call came from the Biden-Harris administration. And they simply said, what do you need? They delivered everything they need. They took a city that was down on its knees and lifted us back up. And that's the same thing Kamala Harris is going to do for this country. Again, you could not have a clear contrast in this race. You could not have a clear contrast between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And let me tell you something. He's pretty afraid. Y'all see, he's backing out of the debate now. He's afraid to stand toe-to-toe with our Vice President. And you know why that is? It's not just because she's a skilled debater. It's not just because she's got the right positions on the issues that matter most to the good people of Pennsylvania and this country. It's because he can't run away from his record any longer.
Yeah.
Think about it. 4 years as president. Guy stacks the NLRB with a bunch of corporate folks who have tried to rip away your rights every step of the way. We can't go back to that, and he can't defend that. Think about this. This guy went to the Supreme Court of the United States, a place where me and my office have been to stand up for people's fundamental rights and freedom. A place where Kamala Harris, as Attorney General in California, went to stand up to expand the freedoms for the good people of this nation. Donald Trump went to court, the Supreme Court, and asked to make this nation a right-to-work nation. Let me be clear, I'll never let Pennsylvania be a right-to-work state. And Kamala Harris will never let this nation be a right-to-work nation. And it's not just in these big halls of power that Donald Trump has tried to screw over our nation. In our restaurants and bars, when I served as your Attorney General, Donald Trump, as president, literally tried to put a federal rule in place to make it so when you tip your waiter, your waitress, your bartender, that they wouldn't get to keep those tips. That instead it would go to the back of the house, it would go to the restaurant owner. This is who this man is. Screwing over the little guy for the corporate interest. The good news is we went to court, we beat him, and our waiters and our waitresses, our bartenders, they were protected. You see, whether as president where he worked directly against working folks, or whether as a businessman who quite literally screwed over the workers who were building our high-rises, our casinos, and so many other things that dot the East Coast of the United States. He has shown us who he is, right? When folks tell you who they are, Madam Mayor,
Believe him the first
believe him
time.
the first time.
Believe him the first time.
We don't need to give him the keys to the White House so that he can continue to rip away our freedoms, so he can continue to attack this great nation. I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little sick and tired of this guy going on TV every day, shit-talking America.
Yeah.
Think about this for a minute. We are producing more energy in America than ever before, giving us more freedom, more prosperity than ever before. Our economy is growing faster than any other economy in the world, and we are outcompeting China for the first time in generations, giving us more freedom and more opportunity. And thanks to union brothers and sisters like you and many more across this country, this morning in America, when folks woke up, more people went to a job than ever before, thanks to the Biden-Harris administration. And so I got a message to Donald Trump. Stop shit-talking America. Stop attacking our workers. Stop limiting our freedom and start standing up for righteousness, for goodness, and for the American people. The person who is best equipped to do that in this election. The person we are going to unite behind in order to accomplish that is the Vice President of the United States, our next president, our 47th president, a dear friend of mine, a dear friend of Philadelphia's, Kamala Harris. Are y'all with me? Let's get this done, Philly. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you.
Welcome to Noble Black News, where empowerment meets truth. Our mission is to uplift and empower the Black community. We stand for truth, integrity, and representation. Our stories are your stories, told with pride and passion. Join us as we celebrate our heritage and our future. Together, we are stronger, louder, and more united. Noble Black News is your voice, your platform, your news. We bring you the stories that matter, with integrity and heart. Our commitment is to the truth, no matter the cost. We highlight the achievements and struggles of our community. Every story we tell is a step towards empowerment. We are more than news. We are a movement. Join us in making a difference, one story at a time. Together, we can change the narrative. Noble Black News, empowering our community, one story at a time.